it hums inside my veins. Every corner bites back hard, every mistake makes me feel the strain. Glass horizon, crimson sky, concrete waiting just to feed. Every heartbeat sinks with sparks, every breath becomes the speed. Push, break, turn, repeat. The machine remembers everything. I disappear into the noise, where every second cuts away. No mercy hiding in the light, no shelter on this narrow lane. I'm chasing ghosts made out of chrome, burning every fear away. If I survive another lap, I'll become the thing I chase.
Hello and welcome to Nighthawk Racing F1 RC Season 6 Round 3 Red Lobby. So a familiar sight at the front, a pair of 992s, those 911s going to be looking quick here, but Phil taking pole position on soft tyres with Gary also on soft tyres. Iceman will take P3 in the Lexus. Our very own Sarah Hawkey on medium tyres, going to do something different in the Huracan P4. Then in P5, Charlie on the soft tyres in his 296. Then Mercedes. And then in P6 on medium tyres, Mercedes in the Mercedes. It's going to be looking dangerous from there. Then in P7 we have Sittley in the other Lexus on soft tyres. Then Sophie P8 in that McLaren 650S. And then in P9 in that Mazda RX-7 we have Pedro on the medium tyres. And then in P10 we have Nigel ever improving and ever getting faster in that 992 Nigel Mansnail on soft tyres. Then in P11 we have McManley in that 296 going for soft tyres. And then in P12 we have Wise Fodder Boy in his Supra on medium tyres, one of the championship contenders, looking quick as always. Good luck to him out there. But next door to him, won't like this, the Dark Lord himself in the Twixmobile, the WRX on medium tyres also. Then we have Kirk in P14 in his Supra on soft tyres, look like he's going to be dangerous to begin with at the start. And then in P15, Koulios rejoining us, medium tyres in that NSX. Well, what can I say about this? This looks like a very interesting grid here today, but Dragon Trail Gardens, well, it's always an interesting one. It's not a track that everyone gets on with in particular, particularly this way round. What can I say? I'm going to be keeping an eye on those T50 lads because they've definitely got the opportunity here for a Team 1-2. Very least bringing home a big haul of points and staying in Red Lobby for the following round. And that's one thing they're all aiming to do. The more they stay in Red Lobby, the more points they are going to pick up. But Iceman, he has definitely taken a step forwards recently, so he's going to be dangerous as well. But I've got to say, in that top 8 we have Mercedes going for the longer strategy. He's going to be one to watch, particularly in the second half of the race. If he can keep it clean and tidy whilst his tyres warm up and then the soft tyres drop off towards the end. We'll see if that is the right decision for him. But as always, you're going to have to be watching those 2 or 3 championship contenders back there with Pedro, McManley, Wise Fodder Boy and Dark Lord, because those 4 guys are going to be coming through the field and you have to watch out for them at the end of the straights. So, without further ado, I think it's time to hand over to the commentators and let's see how the drivers get on. Here we are for Season 6, Round 3, Red Lobby Sprint Race at Dragon Trail Reverse Gardens. So here we go, Phil leading the group off, and it is a slightly damp start to the race. Not too much water on the track, but enough. It will be a little bit slippery and a little bit greasy out there. Phil leading the pack into turn 1 with his T50 buddy, Gary right behind him. We've got Iceman following through with Sarah Hawkey on the inside as well, taking a narrow line out the corner, which will give Iceman the drive and put her under pressure from Charlie. Ziggy, so far so good. It looks like we are getting some good calm racing at the moment. All the drivers out there know it is slippery, and they're being a bit tentative straight off the bat, which is probably a good thing to get through the sprint race.
Yeah. Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing okay. So it seems that we are going to have the chances of some wet periods of the race. Glad and happy to know and to see that everyone is managing to keep the car on track for now. We all know that the sprint races they tend to be quite entertaining at some point. And let's see how the big dogs handle the sprint till the end.
Yeah, you got to love it when that red lobby are treated to a little bit of wet weather. We do have a move between Sophie and Charlie. So Sophie gets past Charlie into the final chicane at the end of the lap. We've got a couple of movers in the back. We've got Dark Lord, who's now on the back of Nigel. He's come from the back of the grid, so he has made up a few positions already, as we'd expect from Dark Lord, our season 4 champion. But so far, no drivers in the barriers or anything, but Phil out front making a bit of a break for it.
Yeah. And one of the things I've noticed is that everyone decided to go out on dry tires, with 2/3 of the field using the soft compound, and the other third on the mediums. So if the rain decides to pop by, it will be quite interesting to see if, depending on the intensity of the rain, but it will be interesting to see if we will have some brave pilots.
Nigel off in the multiple left-hander with some big damage. He's obviously gone backwards into a barrier, whether that's through contact or the track getting a bit more greasy. Ziggy, we are at that magical marker where the slick tyres start really being affected and losing a lot of grip. Pedro falling back to B13 as well. So I think there's some few drivers in a couple of those cars that they're starting to struggle quite a bit.
Yeah. So I was saying that depending on the intensity of the rain or the water that might pour down through the circuit. Mac almost lost it on the chicane. It will be interesting to see if anyone dares to keep on the dry tires till the end. If the rain it doesn't increase more than this, it will be tricky. But I know a few that can handle dry tires on the wet.
Yeah, that's a bit of a skill as we've seen through previous seasons. So particularly Sophia was always one for doing that, wasn't she? Just got Mac making a move up to P9 and now trying to make a move on Dark Lord. And we know from previous races, our Dark Lord, he's not all that comfortable in this wet weather. You can now see spray being kicked up, so you can see he's definitely not at home in this one. You've got Mac crawling all over the back of him.
Sophie almost off.
Insane with Iceman just in the front there. Looks like once these cars on those slick tyres get onto the curves, that is where the track will be wettest, and they're going to be definitely struggling a bit.
I hope not, but there's a good chance to see some, small. Sophie again, a little bit deep in hitting Heisman. Yeah, so I think it's a time to decide whether they go to pit for the Inters, or maybe it's a little bit early for that. But what would you do if you were one of these guys at this point? Would you consider to pit, or would you risk it and stay out on the dry tires?
I think you definitely have to be looking at that weather radar, see what is coming your way. Because if you pit for Inters at this point in time, you're only going to burn them out really quickly. So you do see Dark Lord, he's now making a move. He's up to 7th in front of Iceman, who's fallen a few places, and Mac ahead of Dark Lord as well. But yeah, if you pit for Inters in these conditions, they'll only last about 3 or 4 laps, plus that pit stop time. So it's a judgment call.
Sophie already trying to challenge TWR Mercedes for that 3rd position. She's really quite handy under these conditions. She knows how to handle the car.
Yeah, one driver that has always liked mixed and changeable conditions. And on those soft tyres, as Charlie runs wide in that quadruple left-hander, yeah, Sophie definitely enjoying it, feeling that grip. And another fact for the tyres is once you get into these cooler, damper conditions, they don't wear as much, so going to a soft tyre can really be a massive advantage in this kind of situation.
And with all the skirmishes that we are watching on the pack, guess who is just cruising through the track, pushing and putting purple sectors all over the track.
Well, that's got to be our leader, Phil, surely, hasn't it?
It's yeah.
He's loving it out there, out ahead of all this chaos, which seems to be bottled up behind Mercedes at the moment.
Yeah, and he is pulling quite a gap to Gary and to all the rest of the pack. So if he has no problems through the race, and if the rain, it seemed like it's easing a little bit off now, it will be difficult. It will be hard for the guys behind to. Oh, there's a maneuver from Sophie to Mercedes. Good maneuver.
Yeah, she's definitely
P3.
making use of those soft tyres there, Ziggy. P3, as you say.
She is. But like I was saying, if Phil doesn't find any, any problems, no mistakes, and he managed to keep the car on track, he's a great contender for the win.
I think you're right there. As we know from previous seasons, he is a very, very fast driver. He's not perhaps had the machinery he's needed to unleash his speed in the Ferrari in the previous season, in the Porsche this season, and it seems to be suiting his driving style beautifully. He's been in the lead since lap 1 and just disappeared out front. But looking a bit further back, we go battles all over the place. We've got Pedro still in P13, now fighting with Nigel. That's a bit of a scrap. Pedro going for the medium tyre, definitely thinking longer stint pace, as quite a few drivers have done, and it does seem to me that those medium tired drivers are struggling at the moment, just not finding the grip on this damp track, and they're just not getting the purchase they want. Those soft tired runners are definitely starting to streak away a little bit.
Yeah, it could be either the track temperature, because of that water. We know that it can also influence a little bit the performance of the tires, considering the temperatures. But we'll have to wait another lap to see if the mediums were really a bad choice, or if any come back in the meantime.
Quite right, it could be. We come to lap 8 or 9 and we have no rubber left on those soft tyres, but only time will tell on that one. But looking at
and while that, Sophie,
yeah, we both saw that at the same time. Gary now under pressure from Sophie, and also dragging Mercedes with her as well. Mercedes the highest medium runner at the moment. It looks poised to definitely pounce in the final couple of laps. But there's a gaggle of cars all the way from 6th to 7th as Dark Lord and McManley have swapped over somewhere in the last lap or two. And now we do see in 8th place Fodder, who has been sort of languishing in the midfield, starting to make a little bit of progress now, up to 8th place ahead of Iceman.
Yeah. And have you noticed the tyre wear of Fodder comparing to Iceman? It's that Lexus, it's just a tyre eater. Ooh! I think Kirk was almost heading into the barriers and lost another position. Ooh, Sarah! Sarah made an airborne through that chicane as well.
Yeah, it's so easy to do around there, and we do see our Kirk and our Sarah going hell for leather. Whenever you get these two on track together, it's always entertaining. But speaking of entertaining, we do have Mercedes trying to slip down the inside of Sophie's McLaren and managing a little bit of door paint swapping on that one. But we do now, I think we're now seeing those medium tyres. Now that the track is sort of dried out a little bit, the medium tyre at this later stage of the sprint race is now the tyre to be on. Keep an eye on Mercedes, but I think Phil's checked out in front. At the very least, Mercedes might steal that P2 off Gary.
Yeah, the medium tires started to pick up the pace. Oh, someone's off. I think it was. Oh yeah, it was Kirk. Maybe with that skirmish with the battle with Sarah, he went off. Well,
A little bit
bad for
further
him.
back, Pedro has made a move on Sarah, and Sarah falling back behind Nigel as well, but those two still fighting in the chicane, Pedro and Nigel, so lots going on all the way over the track. I'm trying to keep an eye on 3 or 4 battles at once.
Oh, Pedro is fighting with Nigel. It's tricky. It's complicated. Oop.
Yeah, we've also got Charlie and Dark Lord having a go at each other as well. Dark Lord on those medium tyres, Charlie on the soft tyres. Now Mac joining the battle as well, getting down the inside. Charlie losing 2 positions in 2 corners.
Yeah, and Dark Lord. As soon as the track got dry, there he is, showing his pace.
It would be worth saying, Ziggy, that the feature race scheduled for later on is also scheduled to see a lot of wet weather, so he's going to have to really dig deep in that one, I feel. But just looking towards the front, we do have Gary on the defensive, leaves the inside door open. Mercedes up to P2, but he's going to have to do well to get that car slowed down for the rest of the corners. Looks like he's managed it. I think
He did.
I think Gary's soft tyres are now just reaching that cliff. He's gonna do well to hold on to a podium with drivers like Sophie, Dark Lord, and Mac Charlie right behind. That's a tall order to hold on to that podium for Gary.
It's been quite interesting this last two laps, lap and a half, 2 laps. Oh, a move from Dark Lord, a little bit.
Oh, cut back for Sophie. Not quite. Half-second penalty as well. I think she ran over the little bit of grass. And Gran Turismo doesn't like that. But that is a P4 for Dark Lord. Now he's setting his sights on Gary.
Sophie half a second penalty. And she was doing really, really good when the track was not so fast.
But seriously, out front though, Ziggy, Phil starting his final lap completely clear of everyone.
And Dark Lord on the move for P3.
Yeah, you can't.
And he did it.
He will pass in the least opportune moments. You can't tell him not to pass him because he will just try even harder. Gary running wide into turn 1. We'll drop another place to Mac. That's unfortunate, but he's got away with it. He's still looking for a good haul of points in 5th, but he's still got to remember Sophie is right behind and so is Charlie.
Yeah.
Looking a bit further back through the pack, Z. We still have battles between Nigel and Pedro. That's still going on. Kyrgios is in the race. His first race with us this season. It's good to see him out there again. And we've got Iceman and Sicily fighting each other for honours around the triple left-hander. And Kirk, I think he has pitted and he's attempting the fastest lap because he's on the fresh set of soft tyres.
And I need to bite my tongue because definitely the medium tyres, considering everything, were the right choice till to the end. I mean, these last 2 laps, some of the medium drivers like Mercedes and Dark Lord, they really managed to pull themselves up in the table.
I think it's a matter of who had clearer, and Phil definitely has had every ounce of it, every metre of it, and he takes the victory. Clear air, soft tyres disappeared out front. Great victory for him there. Mercedes will take P2, first of the medium tyre runners. Dark Lord P3, Mac P4, Gary P5, Sophie P6, followed by Fodder up to P7, and then we see Pedro recover to P8, Nigel P9, then Sarah Hawkey, Kyrgios stealing P11 somehow from somewhere. Charlie's had an accident somewhere in the final lap, down to P12. Sitley P13, Iceman 14th, and Kirk must have pitted for some fresh soft tyres. Will he steal the fastest lap? Let's find out. But we'll take P15. Takes the fastest lap, but no points for that. It's not in the top 10. But he'll be happy at least getting the fastest lap. Bodes well for the feature race for him on that one, and well done to keep going. But Ziggy, that was an entertaining one. It started off quite damp, quite slippery, very greasy out there, and then we sort of treated to a little bit of a slow burn on that one, but it was. I think that was necessary. Get through the first half of the race, then the action built from there as the medium tyres eventually started kicking in, and then saw the likes of Mercedes Dart Lord coming through the pack.
You're absolutely right. I mean, everyone understood that they needed to be a little bit more patient, hoping that the rain didn't improve or didn't get worse. Going through the first half of the race was important without major damage or without losing too much time. That's why we saw a gaggle of cars on the mid pack. I mean, from third position to 11th, everybody was really together for several laps. Then small mistakes made that big group to be split or to be divided in two. And in the end, the last maybe 2.5 laps, 3 laps, all the excitement that we were waiting for in terms of racing and fighting just appeared.
Certainly did, and that little bit of tinge of wet weather, it just led to such a mature drive from every driver out there. It was great to see. But let's move on to the official results. We do have, unfortunately, a penalty for Mac out there. He has picked up a 2-second penalty for, I believe it was contact, and he sadly drops one position behind Gary into P5 from P4. But one person's loss is another person's gain, and what can we say? Exactly. It was a good race out there from everyone. So kudos to all the drivers, but that leaves me hungry for some more, and I think we should go over to the next set of races. How do you feel about that?
Let's go. I think it will be quite interesting. And 1 hour race, it's a little bit different. You need to manage your timings and need to perfect the strategy. You need to, to count with the unpredictable, like the weather. So, looking forward to it. Let's go.
Yeah, quite right. And we do have a forecast for a bucket load of wet weather. Get out those buckets, and it's going to be weather for ducks and racing for those that are going to need more of an outboard motor than they're going to want tyres. But regardless, let's see how they all get on.
I'm going to get myself a bucket of popcorns.